Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Spritzo. Welcome back to Pokemon Duel. I'm a couple days late. There are some new Pokemon I want to go over. Here they are. Here are the new Pokemon. Let's look in the... I don't really want to view them here. I don't want to buy a double. I'm going to buy a quadruple when I can buy it. I gotta wait a little bit. Let's go to the material exchange and I'll show you the new Pokemon. There's not only are the EXs pretty good, but the rares and some of the uncommons are actually very good too. It's kind of cool. So here's Noivern. Here's the first EX. If this Pokemon has evolved, all the gold attacks of battle opponents of this Pokemon become all white attacks. So this is basically a counter to Mew, Greninja, and I guess Metagross. So Mew, mainly because Mew has like a 50% gold attack. And the reason for that, an opposing Pokemon adjacent to this battle Pokemon spins. If it spins a gold attack, then it's knocked out. So if you don't evolve, you get that. And then this right here. Your opponent's flying type Pokemon on the field gain weight 3. So also, I guess, a counter to Zapdos. This is a very good attack to land on, especially if you do this against like Mew. If Mew becomes white attack and you land on this, you're pretty much set. You stop their Pokemon from moving against like all the legendary birds. And I think the legendary birds are pretty common right now because Deoxys and Reuniclus really don't exist much anymore. They do, but not as much as the birds have been. So that does that. That's a very good Pokemon. Here's Terrakion. All the blue attacks of battle opponents of this Pokemon become misses. So this is a counter to Metagross because it has 4 blue attacks or 4 dodges. Those would become misses. This Pokemon gains weight. This Pokemon gains weight. Sword of Justice 101 and Stone Edge 120. So this is a very, very good Pokemon. You can get its weight down to total of 8 because it's at 12 right now. You can get it to 8. And then Cobalion. This is the last of the 4 legendary. They're not dogs. I don't know. Deer. This Pokemon and your Pokemon adjacent to this Pokemon are not knocked out by gold attacks from their battle opponents. So Greninja. This is a counter to Greninja. And that's about all it does. So those are the EX Pokemon. Let's take a look at the rare ones. Here we go. Here's Heatmore. No ability, no passive. Melt and Eat. If the battle opponent's type is Steel, in other words, Metagross, this Pokemon takes no damage and the opponent is knocked out. If the battle opponent is Durant, exclude Durant from the duel. Durant's a new, I think it's uncommon Pokemon. And it's also the second Pokemon that does not have, or third Pokemon actually, because Deoxys and Tentacle do not have limits on how many you can have in your deck. You can have 6 if you wanted to. Purple move, the battle opponent becomes burned, and it does 60 damage on Fire Blast. So damage isn't that great, but it's good against Steel-type Pokemon. Here's a good one. Galvantula. The opponent's Pokemon that have passed over this Pokemon by using Fly Away, Fly, or Soar become paralyzed. So any of the legendary birds, Salamence, Rayquaza, and a few others become paralyzed. So if you have a huge paralyzed deck, this could be a very good Pokemon. And then this also works with Paralyzed. If the battle opponent is paralyzed, deal 2 times damage, so you do 120. It has a large miss, but you can get it down to 8. The battle opponent becomes paralyzed. The battle opponent waits 3. That's also very good. So those are very good rare Pokemon. I would try to build a huge paralysis deck around this. That'd be cool. Here we go. Ninjask is the next rare one. This Pokemon can MP move through Pokemon that have weight. So your Galvantula and your Noivern could force weight on a lot of Pokemon, which makes your Ninjask pass right through them. If this Pokemon has evolved, this Pokemon on your bench gains +1 MP. Double Edge, the opponent, this Pokemon and the battle opponent are knocked out. And if this Pokemon is not knocked out, you may switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. And then I think that's it for the rares. Here we go. Here's Noibat. So this is what you have to evolve into Noivern. It might be kind of tough, though, because he only does 20 damage. If you move him to the bench, I guess you would still evolve that way. When this Pokemon moves from the bench to the field, remove weight from all of your Pokemon on the field. So if you go up against a Noivern or a Galvantula, you could negate the weight with Noibat. Your battle opponent becomes confused. It has a huge dodge. So this isn't... You wouldn't necessarily lose with this. You may not easily win with it, though, to get it to evolve. But still, if you can evolve it, you're good to go. You've got a strong Pokemon there. Okay, so here's Durant. If there is an adjacent Durant, this Pokemon's white attacks become gold attacks while this Pokemon is on the field, it can move over other Durant. The 3 Pokemon limit does not apply. So your white moves become gold moves. But of course, if there's a Noivern and you attack it, there's no gold moves. This battle opponent is knocked out, or the battle opponent is knocked out. Guillotine, and it does some decent damage for an uncommon. All neighbor Pokemon spin. Those that miss are knocked out. And that's quite large. That is a huge attack. So if you have a ton of these and you surround a bunch of the opponent's Pokemon, you can knock out a lot of theirs. But it also affects your Durant. So if your Durant spin and they land on red, you're done. You lose those guys too. Okay, so here's Joltik. This is the pre-evolution of Galvantula. It has Leech Life 30, Dodge, and Electric Thread. The battle opponent becomes paralyzed. The battle opponent gains weight 3. And then when this Pokemon is on the field, your other Pokemon deal +1 damage. That's really freaking good. Especially against like legendary birds that haven't been chain leveled yet. Nincada. This Pokemon gains weight 10 at the start of the duel. When this Pokemon faints in battle, you can evolve it without sending it to the PC. If you do, move one of the Pokemon in your PC to the bench. So, it's basically a new Magikarp. It's the only way to get Ninjask. Even Ninjask by itself without evolving is still really good. And then Dig, it just like Trapinch, it moves in succession next to Pokemon until it's not next to a Pokemon. So it finds an open spot. If you had a big chain of Pokemon in a line and you use Dig, you would follow that chain of Pokemon until you got to an open spot. Here we go. Bronzor, the one Pokemon that everybody's talking about right now. Friendly Pokemon next to this Pokemon cannot be affected by any new status effects. Battle opponent becomes confused. And right here, if the battle opponent has MP3 or higher, this Pokemon takes no damage and the battle opponent is knocked out. So Deoxys Speed, Greninja, Latios or Latios, those kinds of things. This thing is awesome. And that's it right there. And you can get its miss down to 0. So the worst you could end up doing is 70 damage. That's amazing. Like, this evolving into Bronzong would be like a downgrade. Bronzor is way better. And I think that's pretty much it for the main. I think that's it. I don't think there's any other ones. If there's any commons, I don't really care. But, so it's it opens up a new sort of, not meta, but a new, like, way to build decks and stuff like that. Building a deck around weight. If you can get a big deck that makes a bunch of Pokemon on the other team weight, you can use Ninjask to pass right through them. Or you can use Galvantula to make all of their flying Pokemon paralyzed. I've slowly moved myself back up. Slowly. It says I have 34 messages here. That's just because I had to transfer my game from my old phone to my new phone when I got my new phone. So I haven't gone through and read them all. I don't really care. I'm not going to play a game right now. I'm busy with stuff. I got to work on another video. I was working on Super Senso. I have another video for that. So I have to work on that next. Today is Friday, the day that I'm recording this. The new Quake Champions beta starts today. It's actually going on right now. The NDA has been lifted. So I'm in this beta. I was in the last 2. I can't tell you anything about the last 2, but I was in the last 2. I can't record anything. So I'm going to record that. Probably not today. I've got so much crap going on today. But I'm going to start recording that. That'll be my new game to play. There was another game. Oh, next Friday, I believe. What's today? Today's the 12th. So a week from today, another game comes out called Skylar and Plux. If it gets released on Friday, because it's already been pushed back once, I will start playing that game too. Okay? But that's all I've got for Pokemon Duel for this episode. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you'd like to. I heard the like button is broken. That's all I've got. Thank you for watching. That's the way it is.